Tiawana Brown is a loving and caring mother. I am the daughter of a hardworking, single Black woman, Arnie M. Brown, that paved the way for me and made me realize what the value of life is and the value of loving myself. And recidivism is real. I know it's real because I'm a product of recidivism. I was home for 3 months, and then I was sent back to federal prison for an additional 14 months. Ripped apart from my family once again to have to deal with not one, but 2 federal incarcerations. Those doors are revolving. I didn't have any resources. There were not any programs. And when I came home, I couldn't keep employment. Checking the box, and after I checked that box, the doors were shut in my face. Application denied. At that time, it was a violation of the condition of my release, and I had to go back to federal prison. And I want to be clear, as someone that's formerly incarcerated, home for 17 and a half years, a product of recidivism, I'm not looking for any sympathy. I built my foundation. But what we need as women is the same rights and the same support that our male counterparts get when they come home. And since my release, I have forever been a prisoner of my financial responsibility program. My paychecks are garnished, one at 15% and the other one at 10%. That's a total of 25% taken out of my paycheck, out of every job, out of every paycheck. The total amount that I owe now exceeds $300,000, and the interest continue to grow. You can never satisfy that debt because the large amount of interest that's tacked onto it creates a financial hardship, and it makes sure that you're forever in debt. And how can I ever be free or forgiven if my debt from 17 and a half years ago continues to hunt me down and create barriers, financial barriers for me that I can't escape? I paid my debts to society, not once, but twice. I'm proud to be a part of the National Council for Incarcerated and Formerly Incarcerated Women and Girls, under the direction of our Executive Director, Andrea James. And that name supports women, incarcerated, and formerly incarcerated women and girls. I have personally experienced visiting someone in a co-ed halfway house in Atlanta, Georgia. And I was going to see a Black man, one of my friends that was previously released from federal prison. We were all in the visiting room in Atlanta, Georgia, and I looked around, and the only people I saw in the visiting room was Black men. And so I asked specifically to the person that I was visiting, are the women set up on a different date to get visits? Or do you guys all have the same visiting day? And he said to me, women don't get visits here. They don't have that support. We all have the same visiting day. That's an example of women being left out, being mistreated, and forgotten about. I wear this Free Michelle West t-shirt everywhere I go, and I wear her bracelets as well, because Michelle is spending double life plus 50 years for a non-violent conspiracy drug charge as a first-time offender and a Black woman. When I think of Michelle West and her case, I know that her case supports the unequal aspects of our criminal justice system, how they discriminate against women, particularly Black women. If Michelle had been a Black man, she'd already be home. She'd already be free. But instead, the ringleader in her case, he's free. Never spent one day behind bars. That's what I mean when I say that our criminal justice system is unequal and discriminates against Black women. I have committed my entire life for this cause and to support this cause, to be the bridge and to be the example for women coming home from incarceration that will re-enter back into our communities, and to be that support that they need so that women do not have to be a product of recidivism like I was. And I have a message, and I call it Liberating Liars. And that's for all you people that use this criminal justice as an out, as a cover-up, as a photo op. When you come looking for me or my brothers and sisters that look like me, and you want us to represent your brand, and you promise us that you're going to give us a job, You promise us that you're going to help us with our vision. But when your goal is for us to help you with your vision, and then you disappear, and you leave us high and dry, remember that we're built for this. We've been left high and dry before, behind those prison bars. So we will make it through. But what you have to remember is, for every lie that you've told, there will come a day where you will have to answer to a higher power, much higher and much greater than myself or yourself, or any lie that you've told, and you will be held accountable. You will. It's very easy and simple to mean what you say and say what you mean. In other words, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. When I wake up every day, the thing that motivates me the most is my life. It's the life of sisters like Michelle West that are spending double life sentences plus 50 years. It's my daughters. It's this movement. It's this sisterhood. It's this fight that I stand strong for. And a lot of people don't even know it. But there's not a lot of money that's given out to you when you start advocating and making your movement on your own in your own lane. You're often overlooked. A lot of people don't know this. I didn't join this movement to make any money. I didn't know there was money associated with it. I joined this movement to make a difference, to be the difference, to lead by example. So when I have communication from my sisters and my brothers that are incarcerated, from strangers on the street, people give out my telephone number on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. I accept every phone call from the Mecklenburg County Jail, from any federal prison, from any total stranger. Emptying out my inbox, responding to emails on a regular basis. I know that Tiawana Brown is making a difference. And really, it's very disturbing to my heart when people that don't know me misjudge my motives. When I wake up every day, pouring my heart out to my mentees, giving my love and my support, financially sometimes when I didn't even have it, to the young women that I support who have parents that are homeless, sleeping in hotel rooms, and making phone calls to people that are close to me so that we can come up with hotel fare. Sometimes the same value as rent for a weekly stay in a hotel that's not even 5-star. So when you judge me incorrectly, that really is disturbing. And it hurts me to my heart. As a leader in this movement, I'm a problem solver. But 99% of the time, the problems I'm solving, they aren't mine. So I can certainly understand why Fannie Lou Hamer would say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So if there's nothing else you remember about me, when you see me in the light of continuing our legacy of our great ancestors and powerful women that led the way, such as Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, and Madam C.J. Walker. These are 3 of the women that paved the way of the path that you see me walking on today. So while I'm honored that you fly me out to New York City, Los Angeles, California, put me in 5-star hotels in Miami, Florida, use my voice and my story at the White House, I'm so much more than a keynote speaker that speaks about delivering her baby in federal prison and leaving behind a 22-month-old toddler with my single mom to care for. I'm honored for all of those things, but I'm so much more than that. And I just so happen to be a woman that's formerly incarcerated and have to wear many hats. And my very most important hat, and the one that I'm most proud of, is being the mother of two beautiful Black queens, my daughters, both of them very successful. Graduated from high school, post-secondary education for Tajima, and went on to be a developer for Apple. My oldest daughter, Antoinette, is still in school, pursuing her degree in medicine. The head of a daughter to a phenomenal Black woman that I'm forever grateful for, putting her life on pause to accept the newborn baby and to raise my toddler while I was incarcerated. Not one time, but also when I went back in and became a product of recidivism. Nurturing and loving, providing for my daughters unconditionally, and never complained. I'm forever grateful for my mom, the head of a sister, for a young sister that I left behind when she was only 15 years old and looked up to me to be her role model. She was in the prime years of high school, leading the basketball team at Miles Park High School, and I wasn't there to support her. For her staying the course, being successful, graduating from college, the head of a mentor to a young child that was bouncing from house to house, from hotel to hotel, that did not have a place to stay, where her mom sometimes was sleeping in the hotel room. She was on the path to self-destruction. But then I stepped in her life, gave her hope, taught her about self-love, how to persevere, and how to move forward. Similar to what I did when I came home from incarceration. The head of a criminal justice advocate that worked tirelessly on campaign after campaign, connecting with grassroots organizations, holding signs in the streets, demonstrating, picketing, researching, and the head of a consultant, consulting different women on how to overcome domestic violence, on how to be the dream and the goals that they've once written down and forgot about. Those are the hats. So I'll leave you with these final thoughts and my final words. If you are not a part of the solution, then you are automatically a part of the problem. And I don't ever want to be a part of the problem anymore. Until the day I die, I will completely remain committed to social justice and a freedom fighter. A woman that stands up for people that need their voice to be echoed. People that have been in cages like myself.
Now, less than an hour after the GBI's news conference, people gathered in front of the Glenn County Courthouse. Originally, they were going to protest, but organizers say it ended up being a rally to remember a young man who died. Fox 28's Ariana Mount was there and has this report.
Thousands gathered here at the Glenn County Courthouse to show their support for yesterday's murder arrest and the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery. Today, they say they want justice.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Everybody is relieved. The arrests have really took a burden off of the family. So everybody right now is at a better place than where we were when we first started off.
Stop killing us. Is it illegal to jog and be Black? Just some of the signs in this crowd of thousands. Some of the people at the rally say it's a wake-up call for the nation.
We have innocent blood on our hands, and we've allowed it to go on much too long.
This is the United States of America, and it's 2020. We should be able to run and go where we want to freely without being attacked, without being assaulted, and especially without being hunted down like animals. They don't hunt animals down like that.
The NAACP president says yesterday's arrests weren't enough.
As we celebrate the arrest, let us be very clear, however, that justice still is not done.
We demand the resignation of Jackie Johnson. We demand the resignation of George Barnhill.
To the men charged with killing her nephew, Ahmaud's aunt has this message.
It wasn't fair. You took someone that was near and dear to our hearts, a son, a brother, a nephew, and we're just torn apart.
The rally ended with the crowd singing happy birthday to Ahmaud. Today, he would have turned 26. In Brunswick, I'm Ariana Mount.